What's up, YouTube fans? Atlanta Analyst here, back with another video, and today I've got another great video for you guys. It's the NBA coaches on the hot seat for the 2021-2022 NBA season. Which meaning that if these coaches don't show up, these coaches don't do their job very well in this upcoming season, they're gone. I definitely think my number one on the list should have been gone a long time ago. Number one on my list, Quinn Snyder. When you have players like him, players like he does, there's no excuse why you can't get out the first round and you're getting beat badly in the first round. You're getting murdered in the first round. There's no excuse on why that should be happening, right? Well, the fact of the matter is, Quinn Snyder will be fired if he doesn't do anything this year. So, that's just the way it is for Quinn. Number two on my list, Erik Spoelstra. Erik Spoelstra has won championships with LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. He's won championships, right? Well, I have a strong heart and believe in that. Pat Riley doesn't play any games. And Pat Riley is going to want a coach that's going to win a championship. If they gotten a Kyle Lowry, a PJ Tucker, I think they even signed a Markieff Morris. They re-signed a Duncan Robinson. You got a Jamie Butler. You got a Bam Adebayo. You got not a Goran Dragic. You got all these players, right? You got to do something, and they haven't been doing it. You got swept last year, which was awful. With a healthy roster, you got swept last year. Spoelstra might be in trouble. Number three, Steve Nash. Steve Nash was a disappointment. I take that back. He was not a disappointment. But the performance of his team last year was a disappointment. It does not matter if Kyrie is out. It does not matter if James Harden is supposedly on one leg. You've still got a James Harden on the floor who is capable of doing half of what he's able to do when he's healthy. You got a fully healthy Kevin Durant with a 2-0 lead, with a Joe Harris, a Bruce Brown, a Blake Griffin, a DeAndre Jordan. You got all these players who is not, the team is not producing. I don't know if it's Brooklyn. I don't know if it's Steve Nash. I'm going to blame it on Steve Nash because that's who usually always gets blamed, is the coach. So, Steve Nash, got to do something this year. Got to win NBA championship this year, which you're not because you're going to get beat by my Hawks, but you got to win the NBA championship this year if you want to keep your job, or they're going to move on to another head coach. Trust and believe that. And guys, don't mind if saliva or like spit's coming out of my mouth because these braces and rubber bands are very hard to talk without you being able to control what comes out of your mouth. So anyways, let's continue. Number 4 on my list, I am probably going to get drilled for this, but trust me, I have a great explanation on this. I'm going to spend the next minute talking about this. Mr. Greg Popovich. First of all, Greg Popovich will not win another NBA championship. That's just dead. Unless he coaches a team like the Lakers or the Nets or the Hawks, and that's not going to happen. Greg Popovich is not going to win another NBA championship. He's trying to rebuild right now. The owners would have to fire him. I would say, you know what? You can stay as the GM. You got to go as the head coach. Because, first of all, he's old. He's set in his ways. He's not changing. So his same philosophy will stay the same, which is not working in today's NBA. And then you look at Mr. Greg Popovich and the way that he likes to do things. I mean, now he's rebuilding. That team's not gonna be serious for another 5 years. And then when you get there, what are you gonna do? You're gonna use the same philosophy over and over again. It's not gonna work, Greg. I love Popovich. He's been a great coach. He really has been for the league. Great mentor, great person for the league. Think he'll be just better off moving up to the general manager and NBA president. Not NBA president, president of operations for the Spurs. I think he'd be better there instead of the head coach. Number 5, Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers just got to Philadelphia. He had an awful season this year. I know a lot of you all would say awful season. Number 1 seed, got to the second round, lost in Game 7 to the Atlanta Hawks, and he had Ben Simmons. Well, first off, listen to everything I just said. I literally just said he was the number 1 seed. There's no reason. They literally explain on ESPN. I don't agree because he had to go through my Hawks, but they literally explain on ESPN they had the easiest route to the Eastern Conference Finals to face the potentially the Brooklyn Nets, but it was the Milwaukee Bucks, who they would have been facing, but they lost to the Hawks. You had the number 1 seed. All you had to do, you beat the Wizards already. You either had to beat my Atlanta Hawks or the New York Knicks. And then you get to the Eastern Conference Finals and you put up a good fight against either Brooklyn or Milwaukee, who most people think that they could beat either one of those teams in the 7-game series. You go to the finals, you can beat a Phoenix Suns team. It was a disappointment this year. But his teams never do well in situations like this. He has the most blown leads in NBA history. I mean, it's just a disgrace. And honestly, I don't think he's changed either. He's old, set in his ways, his same way of doing things, his stubbornness. It's gonna come back to bite him, and it has so far this year. Number 6 in my last one. I really don't think he's gonna be fired, but he's on the hot seat if he doesn't do anything in the next 3 years. Actually, Mr. Dwayne Casey. I like Dwayne Casey. Dwayne Casey, even if he does get fired at this point, he'll get another head coaching job. But they're rebuilding, so he's not going to get fired unless he doesn't want to stay for the rebuild, which I doubt because he's excited about this young core that the Pistons have. But, I mean, Dwayne Casey could be. I just threw him on the list because I can't think of any other head coaches who would be in that situation like that. But, I could have said Mike Malone, but his resume speaks for itself. So, I mean, that's going to do it for this video. Yeah, guys, y'all have a good one. I got, like, a lot more videos coming out today after this. So, yeah, y'all have a good one.